Carne still in quarantine. This is the 71st episode done at home. Carne is sponsored today by Siren Records McHenry, now offering curbside pickup and online ordering. You can check out their new website at sirenrecordsmchenry.com. Carne also sponsored today by C&H Financial Services. I'm James Van Osdell. That right there, that's Louie Mendicino. He is the owner of Cobra Lounge. He's the general manager of All Rise. And as of this week, this is spectacular. You are a drive-in movie mogul.
I think mogul's kind of a long shot, but yeah, we do have a drive-in movie theater now. It just kind of happened.
Clearly, this was forced by COVID-19. That was the inspiration. Like, people need entertainment. People want to get out and do things. And this is the solution. It's the most quintessential American entertainment imaginable.
It is. And to be honest, I think that the COVID was the catalyst for this project, but it was not the inspiration, coincidentally enough. Story behind that is about a year and a half ago, my former boss, his name was Sean McHugh. He was one of the founders of Riot Fest and Cobra Lounge, of course. He had a few classic cars in his collection. And what happened after he passed is the estate took possession of all those cars, and there was one in particular. It was this little 71 Chevelle, and there's a long story behind why this car in specific, but I approached the estate and I said, I know you're selling all the vehicles, but this one in particular, save this for me. And they did. It's not the greatest car in the world. It's got some bumps and bruises. It's got a little bit of rust, but it's just mean and ugly enough for me. So I bought it. And when I did, I wanted to take my girlfriend out to a drive-in movie. And unfortunately, the only closest one was out in McHenry.
Right.
And the car being from 1971, I didn't really feel comfortable driving it out to McHenry and knowing I was going to get home. So I kind of thought, okay, here's a little bit of a market void. And that's when I grabbed the domain and I grabbed the social media accounts and I said, maybe we can open up a pop-up drive-in theater. And that kind of fell to the wayside with all of our other projects. Lo and behold, COVID hit, and it just seemed like the perfect time to put it into action. And I grabbed a couple of my buddies, Scott Fisher, Mike Neary, and Grant Simmons. They're all in the festival world. Production from top to bottom, site operations, business end of the whole thing. And I somehow managed to sell them on this absurd idea, and here we are.
And I love the idea. And again, just to bring it up, SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview is where you're doing this. It starts Thursday night with the Goonies, which is good enough for me. SeatGeek Stadium, thank you. So it's wholesome family entertainment every night, but then you've got midnight movies like Trading Places and Blues Brothers this weekend, Reservoir Dogs next weekend, which who doesn't want to see that in a drive-in?
Exactly.
Oh my God. But it's funny, I have mourned the loss of every area drive-in because, again, to me, it's this quintessential American experience. Load up the car, take the family, take your friends, whatever, put a cooler in the trunk, hang out. It's awesome. And when the one in North Chicago went away, I was bummed. When the one in Kenosha went away. So this is, I'm so thrilled that you're doing this. And the timing, obviously, with the pandemic couldn't be better. You mentioned the web address. What is that?
ChicagoDriveIn.com.
ChicagoDriveIn.com. So I'm looking at the stats of what you're doing. And again, this is at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview, starting Thursday night. 70-foot screen. It sounds big. Is that a typical drive-in movie size?
Typical has not been part of the playbook here. I don't really know how to answer that. I think it's in line. It's about there. And those are permanent structures. They're built with steel I-beams and girders, and they've got, they've got structures on the face of them. We actually had to kind of get crafty. So we called an engineer and had shipping containers structurally engineered on a CAD design. And we stacked a massive amount of shipping containers up. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the structure right now. Because of the winds, we had to take the screen down. Yeah, you want to take a look? So this is the frame. This is the structural frame for the 70-foot screen.
Awesome.
Again, the screen's not up as of right now because of the high winds, but that's basically it. So we had an engineered structure. We had to have welders come out and tack weld some of these together. There's about 35,000 pounds of ballast, which is concrete block, in each one of the bottom shipping containers. And I'll tell you what, we've had about 70-mile-an-hour gusts out here, and this thing hasn't moved. So we're doing something right.
What I want to know is how you were able to keep this a secret. Or maybe it wasn't a secret, but it certainly took me by surprise when I found out about it.
You know, we moved really fast. Most of the conversations we had were closed door. And again, my partners, you know, everyone has quite a few resources at their disposal. So we were able to hammer this thing out really quick. You know, we have a great partnership with Bridgeview and the stadium, and they've been a joy to work with. And, you know, this went up. We've been out here for maybe 6 days building, and we're pretty much ready to go. I mean, it was that quick because we just planned it well, I guess.
And the experience is basically touchless, right? You can order your tickets online as opposed to like going to a box office or a ticket taker at the way in. Everything is kind of self-contained, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much everything's on your FM transmitter, so you just tune your radio to the specific station, and you get your audio in your car. And then we've got a little golf cart retrofitted out as kind of a convenience store. So we'll be driving around the lot, and you can hop out and buy what you need. So for the most part, yeah, it's touchless. We're going to let people get out of their car and sit in a chair if they want to, or in the bed of their pickup truck. You know, you're going to be far enough away from everybody to where it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, that was my next question, is how strategic is the parking in front of the screen so that distancing is observed, obeyed, et cetera?
We've got it laid out. Again, that was drawn in CAD as well. So it's pretty strategic. You know, to be completely honest, it's our first time ever attempting something like this. So that's why we were supposed to have a soft opening tonight with friends and family, and we're going to work some kinks out. And, you know, eventually we're going to have this thing pretty dialed. I think it's about there. In theory, it's going to be seamless, but when does that ever work out? You know?
Exactly. This is a maiden voyage, but this is also a trial run, because if you look at the website, there's another one in the works.
There is. Yes, there is. And we're working out some details with that right now. We're not really ready to announce or launch, but yeah, we're looking to pop another one of these up and get more people involved. I mean, look, we have a venue. We have a music venue. We work in the festival industry, and there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing for us to do, and there's nothing for our customers to do. So for us, it was just kind of a no-brainer. Put it together, and hopefully, you know, hopefully they'll come.
And are they coming? Are people buying tickets? Have things...
They are. We've seen some good reactions the last couple of days. You know, we went live yesterday at 3 p.m. and it's now 5:45, and we have sold tickets to every movie so far. Has you know, people have been interested in.
Yeah, we're hungry for this stuff. And the thing about Bridgeview, it's expressway accessible. I mean, really, you can shoot there up, you know, whether it's 294 or 55, you can get there from wherever you are. This is an easy location to get to.
Right.
So, all right, let me segue to Cobra Lounge. You had a busy day yesterday. This got announced. And then you reopened Cobra yesterday.
Yep.
I know the past couple of months have not been awesome. How did it feel putting the key in the door yesterday?
It was great. We launched a new menu. You know, Chef Jason really put something out there that we're pretty proud of. And I mean, to be honest, we're just happy to come to life again, you know, in whatever capacity. Obviously, the lion's share of our business is the venue side, but unfortunately, we don't know when that's going to come back to life either. So just the fact that we had people in there drinking beer and eating food, and honestly, people were extremely happy to be sitting on that patio again. And, you know, that made us feel good. A lot of our regulars came out. It only took me, you know, half a day to get annoyed with drunk people again, but that's just what it is.
One of my greatest pre-pandemic regrets is not going there for the hot dog soup. I didn't make it there in time.
That was special. That was something special. He really knocked that out of the park, believe it or not.
That may need to come back.
It will. It'll be back. It'll be back on, certainly.
All right, so $30 per carload.
Yep.
For the drive-in in Bridgeview. Load up the car. Gates open at 7. Movie start at 8:30. Hand sanitizers a go-go. They're everywhere, all over the grounds. What an exciting thing. I really, this is fun. This is good, wholesome American entertainment. Go into the drive-in. I love it.
Believe it or not, I've never been to a drive-in movie theater, not once.
Maybe
My drive-in movie theater will be the first one.
Maybe that's a good thing. You're not walking into this with any preconceived ideas of how it should look or what it should be.
Right. Hopefully.
So the website, again, if people want to buy tickets, if they want to see The Goonies, Reservoir Dogs, Blues Brothers, Superbad. Superbad's a great midnight movie choice, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I chose movies that I did all the programming for it, and it was really hard not to put all of my favorite movies in the first week, but I didn't want to front load it because then nobody has anything to look forward to. But you can certainly tell that, I mean, Goonies, Big Trouble in Little China, Trading Places, Blues Brothers, these are some of my favorites. And there's a lot more on deck. It helps that I've watched every single movie that has ever come out of any studio in Hollywood in the last 3 months. So I'm pretty schooled on this topic. Oh yeah.
Please tell me you're going to keep this going up until Halloween season, because the idea of seeing horror movies at a drive-in gets me really excited.
That's really the goal here. But you know, again, the movie business is a titan of industry, and you know, there will be some obstacles from the licensing end of this once the theaters start to open in the neighborhood. So we may have to pivot a little bit. And you know, it might be something where, you know, we keep going, but instead of sitting in your car, you have to sit out of your car. It has to be boots on the ground type style. Those are some things that we're learning once the movie theaters open. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, we are going to run this as long as people keep coming. That's the goal.
I love it. And tell me the website again.
ChicagoDriveIn.com.
There it is. I want to thank everyone who's been watching on Facebook Live. Jeff, Sean, Steffi, the mighty, the wonderful Jeff Pizzotti, Lauren, Zach, Jeff, Jimmy, Giorgio, Rick, Carrie, Mark, Vera, Pete, Mike, Natalie, Steve, Santi. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to stop the Facebook Live right here and right now.